You may notice, me hearties, that a new ship has decided to join the growing fleet of the dread pirate Dr. Disaster. The Space Pirate code is that for every 1,000 subscribers, we add a new ship. But I decided we could bend the rule just this one time.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
You see, a prime opportunity has presented itself. Disney has decided that the iconic Slave One, piloted by Boba and Django, is no longer good enough for them. So I decided to add the ship to our miscreant crew of fun-loving space pirates. Hey! You weren't using it anyway. Piss off, and if you mess up again, the next time we're coming for the Falcon.
They're stealing our ship!
Bloody pirates!
Maybe you're wondering what I'm talking about. This article from Pirates and Princesses will clear things up a bit. The headline says it all: Disney renaming Boba Fett's Slave One as Boba Fett Starship in Star Wars?
But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
Pirates and Princesses article reads, likely part of Disney's continued diversity and inclusion initiatives, the Lego version of Boba Fett's iconic ship will drop the Slave One moniker and instead be referred by its new name. This at the request of Disney, according to Lego Star Wars design director Jens Kronwald and Lego Star Wars lead designer Michael Lee Stockwell. While Disney hasn't made a formal announcement of the internal name change, fans will note the change to Boba Fett Starship on an upcoming LEGO playset from The Mandalorian. This was addressed casually during the LEGO Fan Media Days event last month. The first guy says, then the next one, also from The Mandalorian, is Boba Fett Starship. And person 2 replied, yes, I built another, we're not calling it Slave One anymore, this is Boba Fett Starship. Person 3 said, okay, why are we dropping the Slave One name? And then person 1 comes around again and says, everybody is, it's probably not something which has been announced publicly, but it is just something that Disney doesn't want to use anymore. It's as if they actually believe there's a substantial amount of hypersensitive Star Wars fans out there who buy the merchandise and are actually offended by this sort of shit. I've been holding out hope that the upper crust at Disney don't actually believe it. For my own sanity, I wanted to think that no human being could be so monumentally dopey.
It's not true. Tell me it's not true.
Unfortunately, humanity has proven itself unworthy of my trust once again, and my decision to leave the planet and sail off into the cosmos is looking more and more prudent by the day.
Good call!
We all know why these bozos are dropping the name, because the hyper-sensitive wokesters who comprise the upper echelons of Disney think that people care about this, because they've drawn a line in the sand. They stand with the people who are more concerned with this kind of crap than they are taking the time to write a frickin' story.
Prepare to receive cargo.
Boba Fett Starship
Comes with frozen Han Solo.
Is Han Solo completely frozen stormtrooper? Yes, Boba Fett.
Action figures each sold separately.
Place him in the prisoner retention unit.
Boba Fett Starship
Has a rear loading ramp,
Prepare for takeoff. Check.
movable cannons, and gravity-operated wings that trigger lock.
On to Jabba.
Frozen Han Solo from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection. Action figures each sold separately.
What the hell was that?
Dark Helmet Starship
It's ridiculous that the weirdos on Twitter who support this kind of crap actually believe there's some kind of resistance. They think they're the rebellion. Imagine believing that after hearing this absolutely mealy-mouthed corporate talk. They're on the side of the Empire, pure and simple.
Are we the baddies?
Fortunately, at least one person realizes how bloody stupid the controversy is. Mark Anthony Austin, the man who played the iconic bounty hunter in the 1997 special edition version of the original Star Wars, wrote on Twitter, "My ship will forever be Slave One. Nothing, not even Disney, can or will change that. This is the way."
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Now that, folks, is a Star Wars fan. I'm sure the hordes of Twitter checkmark zombies didn't think much of his remark, but these are the same troglodytes who think that Johnny Depp ought to be kicked out of Hollywood and Amber Heard didn't do nothing. So those of us with functional frontal cortexes don't put much stock in what these jackanapes think. Instead, we just point and laugh at their abject misery at the realization that people exist in this world who don't agree with them, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. Mark Anthony Austin tweeted some more, and he wrote, "When applying for personalized plates for my car, the DMV would not allow Slave One. Okay, I understand, had to try, but I get it. The Disney idiocy, however, not buying, not conforming to the mouse, no siree. Not gonna happen. When I was growing up, I loved Disney, no more."
Get a load of this guy.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm not sure which is the more awesome at this point, Slave One or Mark Anthony Austin. This is exactly the sort of guy we need to stand up against these nincompoops that falsely believe they have the moral high ground. I mean, at this stage, it's clear they're outright looking for things that people can be offended about. Anyone actually offended by a Star Wars spaceship with the word slave in its name needs to ask for a refund from his parents. And when they inevitably reply saying, "Hey, we raised you for free," he needs to tell them it was still a ripoff. Austin had a few more tweets that gave me a good chuckle. Death Star sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? Maybe tone it down a bit. 6-star? Potentially dangerous star? Is that coming next? Dear Disney, in regards to the Star Wars franchise, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Simple. I mean, that's pretty much what the fans have been saying about the crappy Star Wars merchandise the last few years.
You can keep count of these Rose Tico figures. There's a lot. What I want you to take away from this is how embarrassing the Rose Tico Tower is. How tall it is. That's roughly 2.5 feet of Rose Ticos.
And that's pretty much everything the fans have been saying for the last several years about Star Wars in general. If you don't like the fan base, Disney, why the hell would you buy the property? You'd have to be some sort of arrogant fool to think you can transform a property like Star Wars so that an entirely new fan base can be created that will support it. Unfortunately for Disney, they've made their bed, crapped in it, and now they have to sleep in it all alone because the stench drives everyone else away. The Q3 earnings report for 2021 ought to be released sometime in the semi-near future. In light of the company's insistence on continuing down this ridiculous road, I'm very interested to see what it will look like. I suspect that stuff like this Slave One fiasco is a sign of them flailing, hoping that the hipsters they've been courting with their woke agenda will save them from the hard truth at the end of their journey.
Tally ho.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.